Kylian Mbappe versus Erling Haaland. Why football's next great rivalry hasn't reached the level of Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Kylian Mbappe versus Erling Haaland was billed as the next great footballing rivalry to follow Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo's 2 decades of dominance. But as the France and Norway superstars prepare to go head-to-head at the 2026 World Cup, it's fair to say that their individual tussle has yet to really take off in the way many people expected. But could this be the moment this dormant rivalry is finally brought to life? Just 2 matches into a World Cup where they've been pitted against each other in the same group, Mbappe and Haaland are locked in what promises to be an all-timer of a golden boot race. The pair have each netted braces in their respective appearances against Iraq and Senegal, setting up a mouth-watering showdown between the pair of informed strikers in Boston, in game that will decide who will top Group I. Sitting on 4 goals apiece, the strikers still trail the great Messi, who has 5 strikes to his name following his sensational hat-trick and subsequent brace in Argentina's first 2 games. As they chase down the all-time great, Goal assesses why their rivalry still hasn't reached the levels of Messi versus Ronaldo. Leagues apart. The answer probably has much to do with the fact they both currently ply their trade in completely different leagues, with Haaland in the process of becoming a Premier League icon with Manchester City, and Mbappe, one of Real Madrid's latest wave of Galacticos in La Liga. The situation also isn't helped by the fact City don't share the global profile of some of their Premier League foes, as many neutrals treat their Abu Dhabi-backed modern success with indifference. At the peak of their rivalry, Messi and Ronaldo were on either side of the fierce Clásico divide, during a period where Spanish football was effectively a duopoly. The ill feeling between the 2 giants was fueled by figures like José Mourinho and Sergio Ramos and mammoth clashes in Europe, albeit a wonderful Barcelona side largely had the better of Madrid. The fact Haaland and Mbappe aren't in direct competition, other than in the Champions League and for the European Golden Shoe, means their individual contest has never really gathered much steam. International fortunes. One significant factor in this non-starter is that Norway had, until recently, been in the international wilderness, reflected in the fact that this is the first major tournament of Haaland's career at the age of 25. Conversely, this is the 5th finals of Mbappe's playing days, and he is a big part of the reason why France have been among the favorites on each of those occasions, famously lifting the World Cup as a teenager in 2018. Haaland's previous inability to compete in the international arena meant a significant part of this so-called rivalry was missing. Norway are dark horses this time, though, and will feel they have a chance of making the kind of statement that could accelerate this rivalry. Messi and Ronaldo's battles for titles with their respective countries have been just as compelling as their club exploits, with each playing for genuine World Cup contenders and claiming continental honors in the form of the European Championship and Copa America. Mutual respect. There also seems to be a mutual respect between the modern-day superstars, who have been effusive in their praise of one another. Throughout Messi and Ronaldo's time at the top, neither has ever made it abundantly clear what they make of the other, and it has even been suggested that they actively dislike each other, especially at the peak of their Clásico rivalry. More recently, though, the 2 GOATs seem to have put whatever differences they have aside, collaborating on advertising campaigns for the likes of Louis Vuitton and Lego. Speaking in an interview with Canal Plus in 2023, Haaland said of Mbappe, "He is so strong. The French are so lucky that he plays for France. I would like him to play for Norway obviously, but it's not the case. But yes, he's an incredible player. He's so fast, so strong, and he's been doing it for so many years. What is he? 2 years older than me? It's crazy. Sometimes you have to tell yourself that he still has 10 years of playing at the top level. He is phenomenal." Different roles. Haaland and Mbappe are also very different types of forward player. The Norwegian is an out-and-out number 9 who thrives as a penalty box poacher or outpacing defenders to run onto through balls, while his counterpart has spent plenty of time playing as a flying winger for both Paris Saint-Germain and France, capable of scoring from just about anywhere thanks to his searing pace and fierce shooting ability. While Messi and Ronaldo had wildly different playing styles, they were both predominantly wingers while at their respective peaks on either side of the Clásico divide, which really made it feel as though they were constantly in direct competition as they pushed each other to incredible new heights. Mbappe has pointed to that as a reason that he and Haaland cannot truly be compared. "I didn't just play up front," he said in 2022. "I played left and right. In all modesty, I don't think anyone is capable of changing a position like that every year and maintaining a great performance at the highest level." Crazy the things Messi and Ronaldo have done. Both Haaland and Mbappe have been quick to distance themselves from comparisons to the two GOATs, too, ensuring that the next generation rivalry hasn't ever been played up too much. You can certainly understand why. We would be incredibly fortunate to ever witness a rivalry of Messi and Ronaldo's quality again, with each achieving extraordinary feats in terms of goal scoring, individual moments of magic and trophy winning, with more than 900 strikes each and a ridiculous 81 pieces of silverware between them, as well as an endless highlights reel. "That's what everyone thinks," Haaland told France Football in 2023 when asked whether he believed he and Mbappe were the next Messi and Ronaldo. But you have to emphasize just how crazy the things Messi and Cristiano have done. You also have to remember that they're still doing it, even if they're getting older. They're still fantastic players. But I never talk about myself being against other players. It's not my way of seeing things. I focus on myself. I only try to be better every day, to continue enjoying what I do and being the best version of myself. Speaking ahead of the World Cup clash with Iraq, Mbappe echoed that sentiment, telling a press conference, "Messi is the best player along with Cristiano, that's clear. I'm trying to help my team win another World Cup. The rest is just debate for the journalists. Right now, I'm not thinking about Haaland. Messi has shown what we've seen. That's a debate for people. It's good, but it's not something on my mind. What I want is to bring the trophy home. I won't be here when I turn 40. They'll have kicked me out before then. I don't make future plans. I only think about the present moment, about enjoying the World Cup." Champions League showdowns. The new rivalry has, at least, been able to simmer courtesy of some high-profile Champions League showdowns between the pair, with Mbappe undoubtedly having the better of things. They first met in the last 16 in the 2019-20 season when Haaland was still a Borussia Dortmund player. His brace had helped BVB take a shock 2-1 first-leg lead in Germany, but PSG turned the tie around in the second installment to triumph 3-2 on aggregate. Mbappe was a late sub due to a knock, but he was among those who mimicked Haaland's trademark meditation celebration at full time. Mbappe then outshone Haaland again in the 2024-25 knockout playoff round after they had each made blockbuster transfers away from PSG and Dortmund, respectively, responding to the Man City star's first-leg brace with a hat-trick to send Madrid through in the return. The unfit Haaland could only sit and watch from the bench. The Norwegian goal machine finally tasted victory last season, as his penalty won a league phase clash at the Bernabeu, with Mbappe the one left on the bench on that occasion. They then met again in the round of 16, but the injured Frenchman would play a minimal role as Real reached the quarterfinals despite Haaland's goal in the second leg, easing to a 5-1 aggregate triumph. Of course, when it comes to European titles, Haaland has the edge there, having been part of City's treble-winning side in 2023 while Mbappe is still waiting for his taste of continental silverware. Different levels. Perhaps the most significant factor, though, is that Haaland and Mbappe just simply aren't as talented as their would-be predecessors. Their goal-scoring feats are undoubtedly impressive, but the new generation do not possess the natural footballing ability that both Messi and Ronaldo have demonstrated across their storied careers. There is a reason they are considered to be the GOATs, with Messi in particular widely considered to be the greatest player the world has ever seen, a reputation he is only enhancing with his exploits at the 2026 World Cup. Goals are one thing, but beguiling technique, individual brilliance, and cultural significance are what really set the Argentine and Portuguese greats apart. Haaland and Mbappe still have some way to go until they are at that level, and perhaps when the older statesmen finally step aside, they will have their chance. Future potential. There is one thing that could send this contest into another stratosphere and really put us on the path to another Messi versus Ronaldo situation. Haaland has long been touted as a potential transfer target for both Real Madrid and Barcelona, with links to the latter intensifying of late. If the towering Norwegian were to ever line up for Barca against Mbappe's Madrid, then that would certainly signal the beginning of a new era in their rivalry, as they, too, would be pitted head-to-head on either side of the Clásico divide. After all, Ronaldo was only 1 year younger than Haaland when he signed for Los Blancos himself to truly kickstart his long-running battle with Messi. However, for now it remains to be seen just how realistic a proposition that is, with the Catalans only just emerging from a period of financial turmoil post-COVID and Haaland happy at the Etihad. Speaking in March amid reports of a possible move to Camp Nou, Haaland's agent Rafaela Pimenta told La Sexta, "We have a lot of respect and admiration for Barcelona, but there hasn't been any contact whatsoever regarding a potential transfer. The player renewed his contract a few months ago. He's very happy at Manchester City. Everything is going very well for him, and we really have nothing to discuss about a transfer when everything is so good at City. For now, then, we might have to wait for the Haaland versus Mbappe rivalry to really catch fire, but a World Cup showdown in Boston will certainly stoke the embers."